Imagine buying your dream car, thinking life is finally turning around, and just a month later, it's snatched away, repossessed by the very dealership that sold it to you. But what this dealership didn't know, is that the woman they messed with wasn't just going to take the hit. She dug deep, discovered their dirty secret, and used it to hit them where it hurt the most. If you've ever been lied to, cheated, or underestimated, and wished you could get the perfect revenge, this story is for you. Hit that like button, subscribe for more true revenge stories, and let's dive into one of the most savage clapbacks corporate America has ever seen. Tiah McCreary was just like any hardworking American. She saved up, budgeted, did her research, and finally, she bought a car. It wasn't just a car, it was freedom, independence, and proof that her hard work had paid off. She walked into Taylor Kia of Lima, Ohio, a dealership that looked legit on the outside. New cars on the lot, friendly smiles, polished floors. But beneath that shine, something darker. She signed the papers. Everything seemed fine. The car was hers. Or so she thought. Fast forward 30 days. She walks outside one morning, and the car is gone. Not stolen. Repossessed. No notice. No warning. No explanation. Just gone. Imagine that. You pay for a car. You follow the rules. And then, poof, vanished like a bad magic trick. But Tiah wasn't going to let it end there. As she dug into the situation, she learned the ugly truth. The dealership she trusted wasn't just some unlucky exception. They were predators. A mechanic who used to work at the same dealership came forward online. He said, "Greater than, they are so happy. I've never seen anything like it. They go after customers, they go after employees. I've worked there. I used to install GPS trackers and ignition kill switches into cars just so they could repossess them easier." This wasn't a car dealership. It was a trap. A buy here, pay here scheme wrapped in the disguise of a real car dealer. Tiah realized she wasn't the first victim. And unless someone stopped them, she wouldn't be the last. But instead of folding, crying, or ranting into the void, she did something brilliant. While consulting legal options, Tiah made a discovery that turned everything on its head. Taylor Kia of Lima, the dealership, had made a huge mistake. They forgot to renew their business name registration with the Ohio Secretary of State. And that meant, in the eyes of the law, that name was available. Tiah saw her opening. She marched right into the state office and registered their name under her name. Yes, you heard that right. The woman who got her car stolen by a dealership now owned the dealership's name. Since 2012, that business had been operating under that name. 12 years of branding, marketing, billboards, letterheads, websites, Google reviews, all now legally hers. Once the paperwork was confirmed, she didn't stop there. She sent the dealership a cease and desist letter. A letter that told them, in legal terms, they were no longer allowed to use their own name. No more advertising. No more contracts under that brand. No more, Taylor Kia of Lima. They'd have to rebrand, relicense, and rebuild a name from scratch. Imagine the look on their faces. The people who took her car, thinking she was powerless, were now being legally banned from using the name they'd built their business around for over a decade. That is poetic justice. And the karma? Oh, it was immediate. Court records show that this dealership has been involved in at least 73 legal cases, a pattern of going after others with lawyers like rabid wolves. But now, they were the ones getting sued. They were the ones scrambling for legal help. They were the ones losing sleep. The very game they played for years, weaponizing the system against others, was now turned against them. And it was done by the one woman they underestimated most. So let's take a moment to fully appreciate this. They repossessed her car. They tried to humiliate her. They thought she'd just cry quietly and disappear. But she flipped the script. Not with threats, not with drama, but with intelligence, patience, and cold, calculated paperwork. This wasn't just revenge. It was a masterclass in beating toxic systems at their own game. And the best part, the case is still pending. Which means, Tiah might not even be done yet. This story reminds us of something powerful. Sometimes, the sweetest revenge doesn't come with shouting or violence. It comes with knowing the rules better than the people who wrote them, and using the truth as your sword. To everyone who's ever felt powerless, remember, knowledge is power. And karma, well, karma never misses. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button. Tell us in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And don't forget to subscribe. Because trust me, you won't want to miss the next time someone turns pain into power.